What if we synthesize? What if we integrate? What if we energize? What if we liberate? Oh, gracious Spirit of the universe, rise up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine direction. Help us to believe it's still to come, still to come, still to come. A better day is still to come. Broken hearts, illuminate the broken sparks with love.
Don't you know all you need is love? Love. Don't you know all you want is love?
Love.
I'm talking about love.
Love. Keep on singing that love with me now. Love.
Love.
Love. Up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine direction. Help us to believe
still to come.
Oh, gracious Spirit of the universe, rise up like the sun. We've got some questions and we need divine protection. Help us to still to come, a better day is still to come, still to come, still to come, a better life is still to come, still to come, still to come, a better world is still to come. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro בחוכמה פותח שערים ובתבונה משנה עיתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו בורא יום ולילה בורא ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור ומעביר יום ומביא לילה מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה
Erev Tov, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom Siyyum for a Wednesday evening. Guess we could call it Motzi Election. The evening afterwards, although it's still a very much ongoing process as we discover who our next president will be. Much of the other races are... most of them are decided. I guess there's still some Senate opportunities for certain individuals, but we've made it through so far. Although it was a bit of a long night. Long night for you, Rabbi?
Yeah, but I didn't stay up as late as you did. I just woke up this morning and took a look. So, hi everyone. Sorry, I had a little trouble getting my Zoom to start up, so it took me a minute. And I'd like to say hi to some of the others who are with us, to Adele and Ellen and Chaim and Nancy and Kylie and yeah, all those folks. So welcome. It's good to have you with us. Let's start with a song.
How good and how beautiful it is when we all dwell together as one seems to be pretty appropriate for tonight. So let's try one we know. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, salem aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salem aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salem aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salem aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shever achim gam yachad. Shever achim gam yachad. Shever achim gam yachad.
And hello to Catherine and to Francine who have joined us. I'm going to share a story and then we'll make our hellos after our story. So here we go. When God was in the middle of making the world, God would get an idea for a new fish or a bird or an insect or a furry animal. Then God would draw an outline of the thing on a piece of paper, clip it to a rope with a clothespin. Angels would pull the rope and take the piece of paper down to a big building with many rooms. There was a huge sign over the front door of this building that read on a big sign, "This is where we make all the stuff God thinks up." The first room of the building was the sound room. Here, angels who were good at that sort of thing would think up what sounds the fish or the bird or the insect or the furry animal should make. The fish and the insect shared the buzzing, humming, clicking, and glumping sounds because there were so many different kinds of fish and insects in the world that if they each got a special buzz, hum, or click or glurp, there would be no sounds left for all the furry animals and the birds. For the birds and the other animals who got sounds, the angels liked to give out chirps, squeaks, woofs, and moos, but yowls and gurrs were also very popular. After giving out a whole bunch of chirps and squeals and woofs and moos and gurfs and yowls, the angels had to mix some of the sounds together. That's why some animals have chirping squeaks or yowling gurrs or gruffing woofs or moos that sounded more like a hoo than a moo. After the sounds had been attached, God's design for the fish or the bird or the insect or the furry animal was clipped onto the rope again and pulled along to the coloring room. In the coloring room were angels with paints of every color under the sun. God left it up to these angels to decide exactly what color paint to use on each living thing. As long as everything got painted, God didn't really care what colors the angels used. Sometimes two coloring angels who painted the same animal could not agree on the color to paint. That's how zebras got their stripes. One angel thought the zebra should be all black. Another thought it should be all white. The two of them painted the zebra at the same time. Well, now you know what happened. Each animal really hoped that when it got painted, the coloring angels wouldn't have a fight. Also, on a day there were lots of living things to paint, the coloring angels would decide just to paint everything black or gray or tan because that was easy and fun and fast. But if only a few things came down the line to be painted that day, the coloring angels would take their time and go wild with the paint. When God first saw the parrots and the tropical fish and the butterflies, God knew right away that they had all been painted on a slow day in the coloring room. Then one day the design for the first person came down the rope. All the angels got very excited because they all knew that this was God's favorite design. Arguing quickly broke out among the angels in the room about what sound the person should make. "Too big to chirp," said one animal. "This is a woofer if I ever saw one," said another angel. The third angel said, "The fiercest animals all grr, no doubt about it. This thing should grr." Then God spoke to the angels, the sound angels. "I want the people I make to take care of all the animals and the birds and the fish. So why don't you give my person a voice that can make the sounds of all the other animals?" Of course, that's just what the angels in the sound room did. They gave the person a voice so wonderful and ears so good and a brain so big and that people could make any sound from a woofy grr to a howling yowl to a moo that sounds like a hoo. Then the design for the first person left the sound room and got pulled into the coloring room. There was a note taped to the first person's toe that read, "Paint this one your best color, no fighting, love God." Well, the angels in the coloring room immediately began to fight about what was the best color to paint the first person. "Black is best," shouted one angel. "No, tan is best," screamed another. Angels with paintbrushes full of paint were running up to the person to try to paint it their favorite color. "Pink, red, yellow, purple." "Purple?" everyone asked. "How can you paint people purple?" The angel who liked purple hid behind some cans of paint as paint went flying all over the coloring room, all over the first person. When the screaming died down, the coloring room was a mess, and the first person was really a mess. Nobody talks about it much because it was so goofy. The first person came out with one black arm and one tan foot and one yellow toe, along with pink toenails and turquoise hair and violet eyes. Whoa, a mess. "I told you not to fight," God said in a voice loud enough to send all the... Could you try again? "I told you not to fight," God said in a voice loud enough to send the angels flying to hide behind their paint cans. Now you have my favorite design for a living thing in 100 colors. About all I can say is at least you didn't use purple. I'm going to have to fix this myself. And with that, the heavily painted first person whoosh. My phone keeps talking to me. I don't know why. All right. The heavily painted first person whooshed right out of the coloring room and disappeared. The coloring angels then set about cleaning up the overturned paint cans and paint splashes. Cleaning the coloring room took them most of the day. They were almost done. A human being came through the door and said, "Can I help?" The angels could not believe their eyes. There, standing in the doorway of the coloring room, was a fully painted human being with tan skin and yellow hair and blue eyes. And then from the back of the room, the angels heard, "I'll help too." And they whirred around to see another person, this person with black hair and black skin. "Me too," came a voice from the rafters, as a person with brown skin and black hair spoke up. Suddenly, the coloring room was filled with freshly painted people in lots of different colors. But each one looked exactly right. Some had they had different shaped eyes and straight hair or curly hair. Some had freckles, some had blue eyes, some had brown, some had different color skin. There were people in every shade, except for purple. Then God said, "Those are only some of the outside colors I give to people. As they start filling up the earth, they will have many different colors inside, but they will all be painted by me. Maybe this way people will learn what you angels forgot. There is no best color to paint a human being." I want people to love the ways they are different on the outside. I want them to love black and white, short and tall, thin and fat, red and blonde, wrinkled and smooth. I make people like snowflakes, only better. No two of them will ever be exactly alike. The different colors may remind them that I gave to each and every one of them a different gift of being good at a different thing, and I need all the different things to make the world just right. But I also want people to remember that underneath the different outside colors, they are the same inside. I want them to remember that they all need the same things, that they are all loved by me in the same way, that nobody is more holy than anybody else. I want them to remember that even though their skin and hair and eyes are different colors, their souls and hearts and needs are just the same. All people need love and respect, fun and rest, soup and salad, bread and bagels, prayers and music. Some people need moms and dads. Mostly people need moms and dads and grandparents and friends and others to love them always. All people need these same things. And that is why I'm going to paint each of my human beings the same color on the inside. Then the angels and the freshly painted people just started to cheer and clap and sing and dance. And they all thanked God for being so smart and good and patient. The angels were very happy not to have to paint God's favorite design. The people were very happy being painted by God and about having different colors on the outside, but the same colors on the inside. But most of all, they were happy that nobody had been painted purple. Erev Tov, everyone. We're going to say hello for anybody who would like to. Anybody has anything they want to share, they can do that. Anybody have anything they want to share today? Yes, I see you. Oh, wow, it just got dark over there. Up, just got light over there.
That's the night that the lights went out in
All right, Aurora, unmute. Unmute, Aurora.
She can't really focus.
Okay.
Okay, tell him about what you made.
Is that a lantern?
Yeah, we made it today.
Oh, how cool.
I see my hand, but here we go. Now you can't see my hand. It's the light turning up.
Oh, wow, that is so cool. I love that. Now I understand why you turned off the lights.
And some of it has some constellations on it, although it was kind of hard to see it once we put it in the lantern.
Oh, all right. Well, that is very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Aurora.
And for those astronomy fans among us, we have a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction coming up within the next 2 days. So check that out.
All right. Anybody wants to know about constellations, talk to Cantor Paul.
That's
Jupiter Saturn
1-800
conjunction.
Stars or us.
All right, Becca. You got to unmute. There you go. Up. You turned your camera off. There you go. Okay. Hi.
Hi, I helped today clean at my grandma's house in the atrium, and I had a hot dog for dinner with spinach pies and spinach.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. You were a helper. You helped clean today, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. It's always good to be a helper. Hi, everybody. All right, Yvonne. You got to unmute yourself, and then there you go.
I think it was very pertinent what you said about colours. There's a lot of red and blue flying about right now, as we know, but we're all basically people. So I think that story really applied to that. That's what I think anyway. And also, Cantor, thank you for that link on Facebook for the program tomorrow evening, the webinar at 5 o'clock, which sounds really good. Perhaps you want to, tell the others about it. It sounds very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Good evening.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Let me just see if there's anybody else I haven't said hello to who's joined us since I last welcomed people. Janet, welcome to Janet, who's now with us as well. All right. Let's move into our Siyyum, our evening Shema and Hashkivenu, and then we will make announcements and have a closing song.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevon Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Vehamidenu Shomrenu Lechayim. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Vehamidenu Shomrenu Lechayim. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha.
Well, just a few announcements. After our Zoom Siyyum tonight. You can join Cantor Paul for Introduction to Judaism on our Zoom, on our on the Introduction to Judaism channel. So if you haven't already registered and you'd like to join, send a little note to Cantor Paul and he can send you a link.
Although I will advise, if you're just like dropping in to check it out, it might be a little challenging because we do have a group that's coalescing, and we always like to take an opportunity to get to know each other. So if you're interested in perhaps continuing with the course, absolutely. But unlike some of Gary's classes and Tammy's classes, it's not a drop in to do one thing kind of a experience.
Right. If you haven't started and you'd like to join the class, you're welcome.
Absolutely. We're only on the second class, so there's plenty of time to catch up and all that kind of stuff. But it's 18 weeks, and it's quite a wonderful experience if you have the opportunity.
Next Tuesday, I resume my Together and Apart Jewish Peoplehood class, Israel and the United States, and so we have that piece as well. Do you want to say something about the program you're doing at University of Laverne?
Sure. I'm honored to have been asked to participate in a sort of a healing experience sponsored by the University of Laverne tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. There are links on the TBI Facebook page for those of you who might be interested in joining in the webinar format. Excuse me. An interfaith opportunity to just kind of process these last few days and to vision and imagine a brighter path forward. So it should be wonderful. I have a very little role, so if you're going to, don't let me be the only reason you might consider joining in. And thank you very much, Yvonne, for mentioning it.
And of course, join us on Shabbat for our early service at 6:30, and then our other service at our Shabbat Classic service at 7:30. And just a note, it's still a little ways away, but on November 20th, Jack Pitney, who's a professor of politics at Claremont McKenna College and often a commentator on NPR and other radio stations, is going to kind of be talking about the implications of the election. We had him 4 years ago, and he was great. He was at TBI as part of our Brenda Rosenfeld Scholar Series, and this time he'll be on Zoom, so he'll come into your living room as part of our 7:30 service on November 20th. So that should be very interesting as well, about what this election, not only about the election, but in a sense what it means for where we are as a country, and both the opportunities and challenges that are before us at this time. Anything else you'd like to add, Cantor Paul?
No,
Great.
That covers it. So
Let's end with a song.
okay, we're gonna end with because running a little later than usual tonight, and I have intro to attend to. I'm gonna just do a very brief version of something you all hopefully know by now. More love, more love. The heavens are calling, the angels are singing, oh Zion, more love. If you love one another, then God is within you. You are made pure to let in the light. More love, more love. The heavens are calling, the angels are singing, oh Zion, more love. Ahava, 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 ahava b'shamayim, ahava me'inayim, kulanu, kulanu, ahava. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo Ushemo Echad.
Erev Tov, everyone. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Have a great evening.